we have only seen a fraction of the possibility of apps that can exist. I learned how to build a virtual reality game in 2 days because of the understanding that I already had. The other thing that I always love to communicate about is about learning technical skills. And by technical skills, I do mean hands-on programming. You know, right now we are seeing all over the web ways to get a 6-figure salary that don't involve hard work, that are easier for you to do. The quick way that you can get into a 6-figure job, maybe even in IT, without having technical skills, without learning how to program. It's always, if you listen to it, it's always without learning how to do programming. That's the sale. You have to ask yourself why. Why is there this get a 6-figure tech job without learning the tough stuff? Well, the reason why is because a lot of people think it's that the stuff that they just can't wrap their minds around. They don't think that perhaps it is worth their personal time to be able to get the grasp over. Maybe they think that they don't have the ability to. Maybe it hasn't been presented in a way that is engaging. I think in a large amount of the cases, it's people that think that they're just looking for how to make a certain salary. And for anybody that's in that mindset, I completely understand. People want to have a certain amount of money that they want to make. The thing is that does not empower you to do some of the things that you may want to do. There's only one skill that empowers you to be able to build any product, any technical product that you want to be able to build. And simply that skill is learning how to program. There is no other skill that can make you able to do that. So what does that mean? It means that if you want to put yourself long term, and I'm talking about in the long game, the real long game, if you want to put yourself in a situation where you are empowered, you are the person that the whole world has to always consider as a factor, you have to learn how to program. The programmers are the people that know how to create or destruct anything that is not going in the right way. And what do I mean by that? When a machine is not working the way that you want it to work, well, what are you going to do? You have to be able to have an understanding of what's going on behind the scenes in order for you to know how to interact with it. So I can tell you, as a software engineer myself, whenever there is anything that is technical that's going on around that's not the ideal, in most cases, when I introduce my mindset, my level of information, I'm able to deconstruct what is going on and also understand what would be the correct remedy for that situation. In the same way, if there is a suite of tools that are created that I don't philosophically agree with, I have the skill to create something that is different. Aside from being able to personally make that product with my coding abilities, with my mind and my time and my understanding of how to build a technical and any technical product, I also know that I have it in my mind, so I can also effectively hire other people that I can instruct on how they should do it, which makes me what they call a effective project manager or product owner, anything in the suite of that realm of managing people that are software engineers. I am extremely competent with that because of my depth of understanding of software engineering, of coding, of being a builder of technical products. And anybody can have this amount of skill. The only thing is that it needs to be introduced to you in the right way. I have to admit, I am honored and also blessed that my life experiences cultivated for me to be one of the best software engineering instructors out there. The reason why is because I am not somebody that originally thought that I would be a software engineer. In fact, I went to college studying both art and psychology because I knew that art is a creation of things. You're bringing something in the realm of the unknown and bringing it into being. Psychology is the way that we interact, a way that our minds interact with other things that we come across, right? No matter what it may be. So I understand when people are not understanding what the gap is. I know what it means when somebody is keeping silent about something. You can feel it when you have a high level of emotional intelligence. It takes emotional intelligence in order to properly lead a mass group of people. So these are just some of the things that have led to the success of the Nova Code Academy already. And our third cohort, which we just had, we have had immense numbers of success. Just last month alone, 2 of our trainees were extended full-time software engineering offers. One of them went from working at a restaurant to now he's going to be working with robotics as a software engineer. And this was after just 3 months at software engineering training, and was able to build websites, be able to write code in different languages, and be able to, start building his own product. And now he has, the technical skills. He'll be making the kind of money that he wants to make that will be able to give him the freedom to do any creative thing that he wants. And then on top of that, also having this skill that you are getting paid to learn how to build the most advanced things. How rewarding is that? And the deeper and deeper that your knowledge and information gets, the more of a higher salary that you command. Right now, I get reached out to by recruiters, and they talk, of course, higher numbers than when I was starting off. Your value just increases over time. Not only your value, but the amount of things, the things that you know how to create only increases over time, which is why getting into software engineering now is the best investment that you can do for yourself long term. We're only going to continue to experience more and more technology. It just is what it is. Now, that is going to be ideally balanced with trades, with crafts, with returning to nature, returning to the ways of nature in a distinct way. Let me talk about apps really quickly. First of all, I'm going to create an analogy for you. Let's talk about music. Do you think, honestly, that the people that you hear on the radio, do you think that they're the most talented artists out there? No, not at all. They're the people that the media, the record labels, decide to push on you. In that same way, let's take that analogy, and it's still talking about music. I remember when I was working at a restaurant. I was working as a server at a pizza restaurant. And this one time, the server, she just opened her mouth to sing, untrained, and she just sounds like a fairy. I mean, she just sounds incredible. Her voice is incredible, and you would have never guessed. And this happens all the time. Most people, you have never heard the best rapper. You have never heard the best singer. You've never heard the best whatever, pop whatever. Why? They're just somebody walking down the street that you don't know. There is human potential. Human skill is the most untapped resource in all of humanity. Obviously, there is infinite gifts that is poured into each person, but in most cases, it never reaches the light of day because people don't believe in it enough. They, whatever it may be. But now let's use this analogy to talk about software engineering, talk about apps. We have only seen a fraction, the smallest fraction of the possibility of apps, mobile apps on our phone that can exist. I remember when I started going to technology meetups, you would be blown away by the kind of brilliant ideas that people have to this day that have never been created. Why has it not been created yet? Well, for a number of reasons. There is a lack of software engineers. There is a lack of funding for the people that have these ideas. There may be a lack of skill of the CEO, of the owner. There is a lot of different reasons why these apps, these successful possible businesses do not see the light of day. So with that being said, there are plenty of opportunities for disruption in the app world. However, that will only come about if you have the technical skill to understand what it takes to build it. If you're non-technical and you're trying to be a technical founder, it's almost as rare as, trying to be a successful artist and not knowing, how to make music, if that makes sense. It's going to be so difficult to be able to realize what you envision without having the technical understanding of what it takes to actually build it. That's the reason why if you read any book, you may hear of what they call a unicorn of a founder. A unicorn of a founder is somebody that has technical skills and also the ability to sell and market. If anybody that is a unicorn, it increases the odds by a whole third that the company is going to be able to succeed. If you want to be a technical founder, the Nova Code Academy is specifically created for you. We teach you, first of all, web design so that you'll be able to create whatever website that communicates to the outside world what you want to be able to build. From there, you will learn the core object-oriented programming language, which is Java. And the reason why Java is so valuable, so powerful to learn is because it allows you to be able to easily read any other programming language that exists. I mean, any other one that you learn is going to be easier. And at the same time, Java looks like any of the most complex languages that exist, whether it be C++ or C# or C itself. All of these other languages look exactly like Java that are object-oriented programming, and anyone that is not like that is only easier to read, such as the easiest one to read, which is, either Python or JavaScript. And then from there, Java itself had actually been, is one of the core languages that's used for building Android applications, Android apps, which is any phone that is not an iPhone. On top of that, you can go into building anything. I learned how to build a virtual reality game in 2 days because of the understanding that I already had of object-oriented programming. Like we're talking about in the Nova Code Academy, you go from web design to object-oriented programming, and then from there in our last module, you will begin to build the prototype of whatever idea you have. And that is on your way. If you nail that hard enough, you already have a business. All you got to do is start building a team and start connecting to investors, no matter what age you are. So this is why this program is incredibly special. It's going to be coming up next month. So if it's something that you're interested in changing your life, being able to change the amount of income that you are able to make, being able to build the products that you imagine for the rest of your life, and being able to feel the confidence of knowing that you can build and change the world with the information that you have, then the Nova Code Academy is for you. Those are some of the things that are going on right now, and I really look forward to seeing you in the academy.